Hi again. This is a bit of a bonus video, really. It's a bit of talk about the camper, a bit of a catch up, really. But there is separate videos going on with the camper. You'll have seen. So yeah, this is just a catch up about that, other projects, and there's one other reason I wanted to make this video. It was like a bit of a. I wanted to do a video for this so I can sort of remember it. Not that I want to remember it really, because it's depressing. It's been a depressing weekend. It's bank holiday weekend. Um, I'll try to go through the story quick. Um, we finished work on Friday afternoon. Our daughter texted us and said that she let the cat out, which doesn't seem weird because uh, cats go out, but ours don't. Ours were house cats, and she let one go. One got out of her arms and ran away. Well, out of the two, he was the one that was the least streetwise because he hadn't been out probably ever really in his life. Only years ago, and then he went missing a whole bank holiday weekend, then come back on the Tuesday morning, I think. So that's the only time he'd ever been out, and he was about 11 or 12. Had him from a kitten. He nearly didn't make it straight away when he was born. Laura had to rub him down a lot because he was hardly breathing, but he come good, and we've had him all them years. He got away. Probably very confused because he didn't know what was going on, because all his life has ever been is sleeping in the house, having his dinner, and being carried out to the cage. But that was his life. That's all he knew. So, some people agree with house cats, some people won't. But if you care about your cat and you lived on a road like I do, where they drive so fast, you wouldn't have your cat very long because they are absolutely mad. It's a 30-mile-an-hour limit, but they're absolutely maniacs past there. And since this lockdown's happened, they've even been worse. So, what happened? Obviously, we've been looking for him, calling him, and everything. Laura put on Facebook about, has anybody seen him? Did have a couple of people say something, so she went and had a look. No luck. And this morning, got a message that a cat had been found up the road and been run over about a quarter of a mile away. And yep, unfortunately, it was him. So yeah, after all them years, 11 odd years of trying to protect him and everything, keep him safe, he got out once and he lasted 2 days getting out. He must have been very confused in that because he was so used to just being in the house. He hadn't been out and that. So yeah, we've still got his mum, but yeah, I never thought it'd end like this because I thought he'd just die of old age or an illness or something. But yeah, so that happened Friday. It's Sunday now, so a bit of a depressing weekend. It happened today. The lady brought him back today. Found him this morning. So yeah, so it's we've been on edge all weekend really. But if you have pets and that, you know what it's like. We've still got a dog and the other cat, but yeah, so it's been a depressing weekend really. But life goes on. So I've been trying to carry on with the camper and do a bit of work on this, but I haven't come out till quite late today. As all this happened this morning and everything, it sort of puts you off a lot of things. Well, it has me anyway. But yeah, you've got, like I said, you've got to try and get on. So yeah, so I've been doing the door on this. You'll have either seen this on a video before, or it'll be a video afterwards because there'll be another instalment that'll just been, or you will see after this. I'm getting on all right with it. What I'm going to do with it when it's done, I'm starting to think about that now, and I've still got quite a lot to do. Um, I would I would consider selling it, to be honest. I've had it a long time, and I've got the bit of this problem. I get attached to vehicles, but funny enough, this is one I've had the longest. I'm probably the least attached to. It's caused me hassles and arguments over the years. I lent a family member some money. They were meant to do the body work on it a long, long time ago. We're talking probably about 5, 6 years ago. They never kept their word. So yeah, it caused a lot of arguments. Camps are supposed to be like a happy thing, happy memories. We did a few trips. We did Land's End in this. We did a few up to the coast, and we did a few trips in it since it was done. Because I think I probably told you before, but if I did, or I can't remember if I did or whatever. I bought this. It wasn't this. It was a red L Reg 1994, I think 394 transit camper, and it was a rust bucket. So what I did, I bought this T Reg one 1999 and changed everything over the roof. the interior, everything. So yeah, so it's a different van than what a camper van that I actually started with. It's got all the interior and everything much the same. And to be honest, you can see behind me the interior looks all right. I don't think the camper van looks too dated. I think the thing's got a bit of value, so I've got to really pursue it. It's worth doing, I think, but you know, it's a long time ago now. I spent the money on it and that, so that's really, irregardless now what I've spent on this in the past. It's just basically body work materials now. All the inside is more or less all right. A few little issues I've got to sort out, but not that much. If I sold it, I think well, whatever. I think I'm going to change the curtains anyway. They don't look right. They don't fit with the grey. They don't fit with the white. They're just wrong. The other van was red, so they sort of worked with that a bit. The cushions, half and half work, but I think purple doesn't really go with grey. Does it go with white? No, I don't think so. So I think I might cover them and have some new curtains. Perhaps Laura might get keen on the sewing machine and give it a go. My mum used to be quite good with that, so perhaps she can give Laura a few pointers. If not, I might give a job to my mum and get some material and see if she can do that. So yeah, doesn't look too bad. I've someone's thinking some of the old campers, the wood makes it look dated, like varnished wood and that. But this is very limited in here of varnished, well, wood. There's that bit. There's a mirror, which will just be took off anyway. And that's the only sort of wood effect in here. Everything else is like the grey. The cupboards and everything are grey. It's got some sort of shiny tiles there, which are a real job to find when I wanted them. They look like come in sheets, and I stuck them on. They've worked well. They worked good in the kitchen. The lights, I know it's gone to LED and that now, but they don't look too bad. No power in them. I didn't expect them to be. So yeah, I don't think it's looked too dated. I think it's got a bit of value to it. I've got to do the front brakes. I've got new discs for them, and I've got new pads, and I've got some good second-hand calipers, because I think this might have had a sticky caliper, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it did used to shake when you braked, so new discs should solve that. I've got cam belt for it, which I shall probably do. They're quite easy on these, and an oil change, and you know, I'll give it a service what needs to be done. I've got to do that welding and that still, yeah. So yeah, lots of little bits to do, but we are getting on with it slowly. This weekend was meant to be the weekend we hit it hard, and then there was a situation what I told you about earlier, and also it was really windy yesterday. So it was even windy this morning, so but it's come a lot more still now. So hopefully tomorrow. I've still got Monday, bank holiday Monday, so I might be able to get a decent day on it tomorrow, and yeah, get on with it a little bit further. Been trying to do a little bit now, so I'll probably try and do a little bit more for half an hour or so. Excuse me. So I might as well get on to other projects actually, because I've got a lot of them. And like I said, I get attached to vehicles, but this one, like I said, I'm not that attached to it. My T4, start with that. That's a 1.9 turbo diesel. That's 1999, and it's up my dad's. But I bought an engine for that last year. A 1.9 TDI Golf. If you look around, that's a common conversion, and I've got all of it, the ECU and everything, because the van hasn't got an ECU on it. So they changed them, and apparently better miles per gallon, better performance and everything. It's a project I'd like to do, but I can't promise that's going to be a project you'll see on here, because I don't know whether I'm ever going to have the time. But what I'm going to try and do, I think it will go in my unit, but it's going to be really tight. I am only literally going to have that much spare above the door if I can get it in there. I think I'll have to let the tyres down to do it. If I can get that in there, our project might happen, because what I want to do is move that from my dad's. I don't like to keep much up my dad's, but if I keep one vehicle up there, it doesn't sort of moan too much. So I'll take the blue Land Rover up there, and then that's another thing. There's a lot of work to do on the blue Land Rover, quite a lot of work. Which I don't think is going to be getting done this year. I bought quite a lot of parts for it. That's what I'm basically doing at the moment. I'm working. I can work through lockdown because me and Laura work together gardening, and we don't really see anybody. So we're, you know, from the same household, so we can carry on working. Can't go nowhere much. So I was thinking, might as well invest a bit on the vehicles and try to get them up to scratch. Some people say I'm wasting my money, but they've all got some value. You know, a Land Rover Defender's they're worth quite a bit of money. And then there's my Subaru Impreza out there. That's done high mileage, but it's quite a good car. So I've been spending a bit of money on that as well. I want to get the bumpers painted on that. Actually, before I go on, I mentioned the Land Rover. There are lots of bits to do on that, but I won't go too far into that on this video, because that can be for another time. But I will go through what's on Subaru because there's less to do on there. And oh yeah, and the T4, like I said, the engine, if I did the engine, then the whole idea of that project would change on the T4 van. Then there would be repaint and everything if the engine got done. So we'll have to see about whether that will happen. The Land Rover will happen at some point. I've got too many. I'd advise anybody, don't have any more than one project. It just does your head in. But the Subaru needs a front part of the exhaust on it. It needs a new sump on it, which I've got, and a new sump gasket because the sump is rusted and drips, so I have to keep checking the oil all the time. It needs a cam belt on it, which I might try to do, but they're a little bit, there's a lot, there's 4 cams I think. So yeah, but not massively hard. I don't think it's massively hard because you can do it all on the front. It's not one of them you have to do it down the side of the engine. You once take a bumper and everything off and radiator, you've got it all in front of you. So yeah, I probably will attempt that. I want the 2 bumpers sprayed, and I bought new fog lights for it because one's cracked and one's chipped. And yeah, what the person had it before. He did a lot of motorway miles now. He lived near the coast, and so it's very cruddy underneath. But it isn't rusted through, but it's very cruddy, so it needs a bit of a clean off wire brush and that. And I'm going to wax oil that, but just brush and wax oil on it just to protect it. Because that's another thing. Even with 200,000 on the clock, it's still got a bit of value. I thought I got it cheap. I got it for £1,400. That was 2 years ago, and I've seen some. I think possibly if I do the jobs on it, I still think it's worth about sort of £2,500 for the car. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know. I keep changing my mind with everything. Whether I'll ever be settled with anything, I don't know. But I keep getting other things and don't get rid of the thing before. So the plan for that is just to do some of the work and put it in a garage I rent, just to get it out of the way at the moment, because I've got the white Land Rover, the 110. That doesn't need much doing to it. It's all right. It just needs a handful of things I'm not 100% happy with, but then all minor. So I can use that as a car at the moment, especially as you can't really go anywhere much because of the lockdown thing. So yeah, so what I'll do with yeah, so the Land Rover and my dad's, T4 in the bigger unit, the Subaru in the garage. That organises things a lot better, so I can concentrate on what I've got, one thing at home. Hopefully by that stage, in the next few weeks, in the next month say, this will be moving on quite a lot. Even if it's not painted, I'd like to get it on the road. Even if the bodywork preparation's been done and got it on the road, that would be moving forward quite a lot. So there's still the little, you saw me doing some wiring on, well, you might have done if you watched the video, doing some wiring on the quad. I lost some footage off of that. I've got a little bit, but that is nearly done now. So there's one more, a few little bits to do, and that's done. So that will be actually something ticked off the list. And there's other projects. I've got lawnmower things and all that, but that's not, I'm not talking about that. That's not on here. This is vehicle talk. The Mercedes Sprinter needs a bit of bodywork done on it. I've got a welder side door on that because people who sprayed it, my dad and another a bloke he knows, they sprayed it, but part of the deal was spraying the side loading door when it's been welded, and I've used it a year now and it hasn't been welded, but I've got to do that. It's getting ropey. But you think the old sort of, what are they made in between, I think that model they made between 2000 and 2006, you know, they're old now, and you just think how the side loading doors have been treated. It's going to be very unlikely for me to find a good second-hand door, so I think I'm going to have to repair the one that's on it, which isn't a problem because I've got new welding gas now. I've run out on that, but you'll see that on the video. You'll have either seen it on the update of the camper, or you will see it. So yeah, that's the plan. Sometimes I think get rid of a whole lot and get them gone, but they sort of owe me too much, really, in a roundabout way. Do you just cut your losses? I don't know. Some people sound mad, but you know, there's people have got their obsessions, and I suppose that's what it is a little bit. I was talking to someone the other day, and my brother's old friend, I bumped into him. I haven't seen him for years, and I was talking about sort of obsessions with buying things and that, and he said he does shooting. And he said in one gun cabinet he's got 9 guns, and one in the other, and in the other he's got 8. What does someone need that many guns for? But it's the same. At least they're smaller to store than vehicles. But what do I need, you know, really, what do I need 2 Land Rovers for? and yeah, 2 vans and goes on. But you know, people got their ways. Some people buy loads and loads of shoes. Some people buy loads of jewellery, and list goes on. Whatever, people can have obsessions with stupid little things, and some can be big obsessions with big things. I suppose some people buy things like old military vehicles now and fill up fields with it and things like that. I've known of someone. He collected old I forget what make they were. They were old cars, but they were all the same type. You know, and he had about 100 of them. And someone else, I think, yeah, he had Saabs. I think loads and loads and loads of Saabs. And you know, people just do these things. There's no rhyme or reason to it, really. You know, that's just the way people are. You know, people. I don't know whether some people feel sort of it's a comforting thing to have more things around you. I always look at things like uh, money for a rainy day. You know, if I've got something, I can sell it. If I'm skint, I can sell it. I've got something to sell if I need to. A lot of people haven't got that, so it's always like a backup thing for me. And you can go on with my stuff. I've got tractor as well, the Fords and Dexter, and multiple mowers and things like that. But you know, where does it stop? I've got to have to stop because you know, what I'd like to do is hire a decent sized unit. So I guess I let's just transit in there and store a few cars and that as well, and then I could do the body work there. You know, over the winter. My issue is I work a lot of the summer because the weather's good for gardening. That's when everything's growing. That's when you earn your money gardening. And in the winter, I could be working in a unit because you can't work outside in the winter trying to do body work and that. It just doesn't work. So to do any of them, so you need to be undercover. My unit isn't really big enough. My main unit, the little garage is only to store like the car and that, but the main unit isn't. But it's cheap. And around here, it does seem to be hard. I don't know what I'd expect to pay. What my plan possibly might be, but is to try and think of a business I can run in a unit which would pay for the unit. I'm not going to say what it is, but there is one thing I've been wanting to do probably for 5-6 years now, and I don't believe there's anybody that near here that does it. There is a place about 25 mile away, but they're only really interested in big stuff. Big what this thing is it doing in big style. If I did in little style and it would help pay for a unit, I'd be happy with that. But I'd have to invest in some equipment. But you know, then it makes, if a unit is say £400 a month, it would you know, contribute to it. So if I could earn £200 a month doing this thing, it would help. It would pay half the unit money, if you know what I mean. So you know, rather than the whole lot, you know, if you don't get up there in a month, you just paid for that month and it's just storing stuff. So yeah, lots of thinking to do, and you know, ideally I should really get rid of some stuff to fund that, to fund the equipment for this and that, and possibly this camper could be something that could be sold when it's done. But I will at least get away in a few times, I think, because I think I might as well, for the working, I might as well try and enjoy it a few times. I might get to like it and I won't want to sell it, but I only sell it for the right price anyway. I think, you know, it's going to be an entry level camper for people. You know, it's old, but you know, some people haven't. Not everybody can go and buy a 20, 30, 40, 50 £1,000 camper new, can they? So, you know, some people have to get an older thing to go around in, and you know, this would be the entry level, I would imagine. Old, it's slow, but if you've got time and you're not in a hurry, it's all right. Now we're a reliable old thing, so yeah. But that's all. I've got to get the work done first. You know, I'm only doing a little bit on it now and then. Evenings I come home, I'm tired. I don't want to get on with it, but it's just you know, it's got to move on. I've got to get this done. I did say on one of the videos last year, if I didn't get it done by the end of last year, I was going to sell it, but that never happened, and I'm working on it again. So never take me to my word. Not with these projects, but yeah, we are making progress. So you know, this weekend, like I said, because the situation's been messed up a bit, but if the weather's nicer, yeah, I can get on with it. It's good thing is where I'm working, the other side of the van, there's no one even living there. He's away, so it's a good place to work. I'm tucked right in. It's a nice little place to work. until it's windy. The wind cuts through there, which is annoying. But yeah, this has gone on 20 minutes, this chat now. So what I'll do, I'll leave it here. Yeah, we've caught up a little bit. The cat, by the way, the cat's named Jack, so rest in peace, old buddy. Yeah, sad ending to his life, but yeah, what can I do? Nothing I do now. So yeah, we've caught up a little bit with what's happening, and yeah, you'll be seeing some more project videos coming along. There will be camper ones, but all of a sudden you'll see something totally different, like the quad one or something else. It could even be I could go and buy a car tomorrow and it could be something else, but I don't plan to at the moment. But I have been looking. But no, just before I leave this, what I usually do is buy. It's like with the Land Rover, the white Land Rover. I take advantage of the credit card offers, a cash advance or a cash advance, and then what I do when I pay one thing off, I do the same again. Do it like that because I think the last one was nearly 2 year cash advance, interest free to pay back over 2 years. So it's silly in a way to, if you can take advantage of that, it can be good. You can borrow the money for nothing. Well, there is a little fee. There is a little fee, but it's not much. So yeah, but the funny thing is they've stopped doing them at the moment because of the lockdown. But yeah, that was nice when people could have done a nice use a bit of money. But I suppose they're protecting themselves, didn't they? But anyway, yeah, that's how I do it. So basically, I can't buy anything at the moment until I sell something first because I'm still paying off that. So yeah, that's how I work it. That's the only way I can work it. Well, I never had any inheritance or nothing like that, like some people. So anything I get is off our, I should say our own back, because Laura, yeah, she helps me. So yeah, that's the way we have to do it. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll be along with some more videos again soon.